You've just been laid off on an H1B visa. The clock starts immediately. You have exactly 60 days to find a new employer to sponsor you, change your visa status, or leave the United States. But before you can fix your immigration status, you have to stabilize your cash. Over the next 6 minutes, we are going to build your exact 30-day financial survival plan. Step 1 requires 3 specific items. Pull up your official layoff notice, your final pay stub, and 2 months of bank statements. Organizing your cash flow removes the immediate panic of a $0 bank balance. Getting these numbers on paper buys you the mental clarity to execute a successful job hunt. The absolute first rule of day 1 is simple. Do not voluntarily resign. If a company asks you to quit to save face, decline. Resigning legally disqualifies you from claiming unemployment benefits. Next, contact Human Resources and request your full severance package in writing. Do not rely on a phone call. You need documented proof detailing whether you are receiving 2 weeks or 12 weeks of severance pay. While communicating with HR, verify that your final paycheck includes your accrued paid time off. Most U.S. states mandate that companies pay out your unused vacation days upon termination. Securing these official documents on day 1 guarantees you collect the thousands of dollars you have already earned. Without them, you risk leaving your own money on the table. With your final checks documented, your next objective is determining your financial runway. This is the precise measure of how long you can survive without a new paycheck. Divide liquid savings by monthly expenses to find your runway. $15,000 divided by $3,500 equals 4.3 months. By pausing subscriptions, remittances, and loans, expenses drop to $2,500. Your survival timeline instantly scales to 6 months. Calculating the exact date your money runs out replaces vague anxiety with a concrete mathematical deadline. Now we need to stretch that runway using funds most H1B holders assume they can't touch. The idea that visa holders cannot claim U.S. unemployment benefits is a myth. Every time you received a paycheck, your employer deducted payroll taxes. You have been actively funding the unemployment system for your entire tenure in the United States. Claiming these benefits typically replaces 40 to 50% of your previous weekly salary, depending on your state's maximum payout limits. Go directly to your state's official portal and file your claim immediately. Every week you delay is a week of payouts you permanently forfeit. These benefits function as a return on your own tax contributions, providing the liquidity needed to wait out the H1B grace period clock. As you stabilize your income, you have to defend against catastrophic losses. Losing your job means losing your employer-sponsored health insurance, and a single uninsured medical emergency in the U.S. can generate tens of thousands of dollars in medical debt. You have 2 main paths to stay covered. You can continue your old employer plan through COBRA, or you can use your job loss to trigger a special enrollment period on the healthcare.gov marketplace. This chart compares the typical individual premiums. COBRA requires you to pay the full, unsubsidized cost, often reaching $700 or more a month. Marketplace plans, depending on your current income level, can cost $0 to $200. Securing interim healthcare is a mandatory defensive maneuver. It ensures that a temporary gap in employment doesn't trigger permanent financial ruin. By week 3, the pressure mounts, and the temptation to cash out your 401k retirement account to float your expenses becomes very real. Early withdrawal triggers a brutal tax hit. Pulling $30,000 from a 401k means a mandatory 10% penalty plus income taxes, leaving only $18,000. Instead, take a 401k loan up to 50% of your balance, avoiding tax deductions completely. If you don't need the cash right now, leave it alone. The safest move is to roll the 401k over into an independent IRA, keeping full control of the account separated from your former employer. Your 401k relies on decades of compound interest. Breaching it early destroys your long-term wealth for a few weeks of short-term cash. You now have a complete 30-day checklist. Lock in your severance, calculate your runway, apply for unemployment, secure marketplace healthcare, and protect your 401k. With your cash flow stabilized and your downside protected, you can dedicate your time to networking and securing a new visa sponsor. Run your numbers today. Drop your calculated runway in the comments below so we can see where everyone stands and build accountability. If this breakdown gave you clarity, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm to push this video to other immigrants who are facing a sudden layoff and need a plan. An H-1B job loss is a highly stressful transition, but when you map the math, follow the steps, and execute the plan, it is entirely survivable.